Good morning, Joshua.
Sid, what are you doing here?
Apparently waking you up.
I locked all the doors though.
You forgot to lock the windows.
What are you so happy about?
What do you mean?
I mean, you're usually irritating, but it seems like today you're on overdrive.
Joshua, do you not know what time it is? It's Christmas time, the most wonderful time of the year.
How wonderful.
What are you so grumpy about?
I'm sick, Sid.
Oh. Well, here. Maybe I can fix it.
What?
Achoo!
What? Oh my gosh. Sid, what did you do? What was that?
Seasonal sneeze.
Now, before Sid pukes on me and makes reindeer appear, let's talk about today's game. Like I said...
What is wrong with your voice?
I told you, Sid. I'm sick.
Oh. Well, let me fix that.
What? What did you do that? Oh my gosh.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Anyway, like I said in the end of the last episode, we're going to be looking at a game for the PlayStation 1 that changed the way we play games.
Yeah, I'm really excited about this one.
Awesome, because this is a game I spent a lot of my childhood playing. Ape Escape.
That's not Christmas themed.
Ape Escape was originally released in the summer of 1999 and was the first video game to make use of dual analog control sticks. You know how in your modern games, how you use the left stick to move and the right stick to turn the camera? Well, this is where that concept came from.
But turning the camera isn't what it was used for.
We'll get to that in a minute. The story of Ape Escape goes like this. It all starts with a kind albino circus and amusement park monkey named Spectre. One day, he stumbles upon a helmet created by the professor.
Yes, that's actually his name.
It is called the Peak Point helmet and was designed to help boost intelligence. When he places it on his head, not only does it make him smarter than any human, but it also turns him into a power-hungry primate, hell-bent on world domination. Spectre designs weaker copies of the helmet and gives them out to all of the other monkeys so they can help him with his plan. Finally, Spectre hacks into the professor's lab, takes over his time machine, and plans to rewrite history with apes being the rulers. Enter our main protagonists. Now, across all the regions, the characters had different names, so we're just going by the ones that were in the North American version. We have the Professor, his granddaughter Natalie, and the main character Spike. When Spectre first took over the lab, he trapped Spike and his friend Jake in the Time Station.
From the dinosaur ages to the medieval times to even the present day, Spike must catch legions of apes with the help of special gadgets made by the professor if he wishes to save the world from the evil monkey. Along the way, he finds out that Jake has been brainwashed by Spectre and has to save him. When I was a kid, I didn't pay attention to the story. I knew I had to stop the ape with the silly hat, but I just wanted to catch monkeys. Now that I'm older, I can finally see that combined with some decent writing, likable heroes, a great villain, clever pop culture references, and a well-done character development, especially for a PS1 game, just how unique of a story Ape Escape has. This simian science fiction is one you won't want to miss. Okay, Josh, it's time to stop monkeying around. It's time to talk about the gameplay.
If you're gonna be telling jokes like that, then I'm gonna go bananas. As I mentioned earlier, Ape Escape was the first video game to make use of dual analog sticks, meaning that in order to play it, gamers would have to go out and purchase the first ever DualShock controller, similar to purchasing the expansion pack for the Nintendo 64 to play Donkey Kong.
So, how is this new way of playing utilized?
You can compare the controls of Ape Escape to the controls of two humans.
You need to learn to start making better comparisons, Josh.
Yes. Yes, I do. Let me explain. The left stick controls movement, and the right stick controls a variety of things, like which direction you swing your weapon or net, pull it back for the slingshot, and spin it for the super hoop and the sky flyer. Thankfully, spinning the control stick isn't painful like in Mario Party.
Make it stop, make it stop, make it stop. Of course, there are some sections where you have to use both at the same time, usually to operate vehicles, and each one has a different control setup, so it can be rather confusing and frustrating.
That's not the only problem though. The ledge detection can be awful, and sometimes it caused me to fall and die. And I'd be lying if I said I didn't scream, "I was aiming right at that stupid monkey! How did I miss?" occasionally.
One problem that plagued many early 3D games was the camera getting stuck at bad angles. Fortunately, Ape Escape doesn't suffer from this often.
But overall, the controls hold up rather well, especially for a game using technology that had never been used before. So now that we've explained how to play Ape Escape, what exactly do you do?
You catch monkeys. Sid.
Well, technically he's right, but it's more than just that. Catching monkeys requires a bit of strategy, like which weapon to use, and occasionally sneaking around so they don't spot you and run away or attack.
So it's Monkey Gear Solid?
Actually, that joke is more relevant than you might think. There are 7 different types of monkeys in this game, each with their own way of behaving, and you can tell the difference by looking at their pants.
Do you realize how weird the things you say are? Or do you just blurt them out?
For example, monkeys wearing yellow are easy to catch. Monkeys wearing light blue are shy. And monkeys wearing green fire missiles.
Wait, what?
I knew that would get your attention. I like that they make each individual monkey feel like a new challenge instead of just catching up to them and throwing your net.
Unfortunately though, when it comes to the monkeys with weapons, because you have very little recovery time, it's easy to be killed by them, especially when there are other enemies around.
Overall, Ape Escape is just a huge game with a lot to do. There's 20 levels spread out across 6 worlds. You battle Jake twice, and you have a secret level that you unlock after catching all the monkeys. Also, you have 3 unlockable mini-games when you collect the Spectre coins. Ski Kids Racing, Spectre Boxing, and Galaxy Monkey. The gameplay is a lot of fun, and it's great that it holds up after all these years. Now, let's move on to the presentation. Of course, this being an early 3D game, some parts just don't hold up, but a lot of it still looks good. My problem is the monkeys always looked a little too jagged to me, but each level has something about it that stands out, and each world does feel different, which makes them fun to explore.
Some levels even have parts that stretch out beyond your boundaries. It's nice not just having the standard edge of the world look, but this can be somewhat confusing when you're trying to find the monkeys. Now for the cutscenes, they're, awful.
Sid, remember, this was PlayStation 1 era, and when it comes to PS1 cutscenes, there are much worse. You should be amazed that they occasionally move their lips. But the voice acting, it's kind of silly. Everyone sounds like they're in a middle school play. Well, except for Spectre. He sounds awesome. The best example is in this cutscene.
So you've finally come. You just won't give up, will you?
Of course I'm here. Someone's got to teach you that you can't conquer the world. Give it up.
You are so irritating. I just don't understand you.
What? What do you mean?
You have all that power and energy. Why not use your powers for something better?
I'd never do anything harmful or destructive. You'll never get me to turn against my friends.
Ugh, you're so naive.
I'm still better than you are.
Yeah, give it a rest. You're still only human. But one more thing.
Yeah,
What now?
it's kind of obvious who the better actor was. My favorite part of the presentation is the soundtrack, with different musical styles depending on which time zone you're in and your environment. Heck, some of the best music comes from the title screen and the level select. Overall, when it comes to the sights and sounds of Ape Escape, the cutscenes are laughable, but still have that PS1 charm. The graphics for the most part are decent, great sound effects, and an awesome soundtrack. Now, if you didn't know, Ape Escape wasn't just a one-time game, and has since become an established Sony franchise. There have been 2 direct sequels, lots of spin-offs, most of them exclusive to Japan, 2 animes, and a comic book series. The characters from Ape Escape have also appeared in other games, such as Ratchet & Clank, Little Big Planet, even Metal Gear Solid 3.
What? In the minigame called Snake vs. Monkey, you play as Snake and you go around trying to catch monkeys from Ape Escape. It sounds ridiculous, and it is ridiculous. But also, in Ape Escape 3, there's a minigame called Metal Gear Solid, translated as Monkey Gear Solid, where you play as a monkey and have to rescue Solid Snake. Yeah, 'cause that's not embarrassing. Most recently, Spike appeared as a character in PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale, and there's even a level based on the series. Also, the original game was remade for the PSP in 2005. Speaking of which, Ape Escape on the Loose is a nearly perfect port of this game. Only complaint I have is the controls, since the PSP lacks a second analog stick. The latest game was PlayStation Move Ape Escape, made in late 2010. As the name implies, it uses the PlayStation Move controller. It's similar to an arcade rail shooter, but mostly results in the player looking like this. It is currently unknown if a new game is being developed, and it's been nearly 10 years since Ape Escape 3. Wow, Josh, you really know a lot about Ape Escape. Well, I mean, that was a freaking history lesson. Ugh. Thank you, Sid. Ape Escape is one of my favorite franchises from Sony, and that's why I was so excited to review this game. So, does it still hold up over a decade later? Not only does Ape Escape still hold up after all these years, but in many areas, it exceeded my expectations. It was still a challenging yet rewarding experience unlike any other at the time. And even now, there aren't many games like this. It's a nice feeling knowing that even after over a decade, Ape Escape is still one of the greatest experiences on the PlayStation 1. And it most certainly deserves some time in the spotlight.
Yes!
Now, next time, we're going to...
Oh my gosh!
What's wrong?
I'm sorry, Josh, but I gotta go. I gotta finish my Christmas decorating.
What?
Thanks, dude. Maybe you can find a Christmas game
Let's
to
see.
review.
Find a Christmas game to review. Find a Christmas game. Okay, Sid. Then that's exactly what I'll do.